The power struggle between Queen Elizabeth I of England and Mary, Queen of Scots, is one of the most famous and dramatic rivalries in European history. It is a story filled with political intrigue, religious tension, and personal ambition, which culminated in one of the most infamous executions in the history of the British monarchy. Elizabeth I and Mary, Queen of Scots, were cousins and queens of two neighboring nations, but they were vastly different in temperament, religion, and political standing. Elizabeth I, daughter of Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn, was born in 1533, and became Queen of England in 1558, after the death of her half-sister, Mary I. Elizabeth was a Protestant, and her reign marked the establishment of Protestantism as the dominant religion in England. Mary, Queen of Scots, was born in 1542, and was the daughter of James V of Scotland and Mary of Guise. As a Catholic, Mary was seen as a legitimate heir to the throne of England by many Catholics in England and Europe. They viewed Elizabeth's rule as illegitimate because her mother, Anne Boleyn, was executed for treason. Mary had a strong claim to the English throne, being the granddaughter of Henry VII, and this claim became central to the power struggle between her and Elizabeth. Mary was sent to France as a child, where she was raised and eventually married Francis II, the Dauphin of France, becoming Queen Consort of France for a short time before Francis' death in 1560. Widowed and without a kingdom in France, Mary returned to Scotland in 1561 to assume her duties as Queen of Scots. Upon her return, Mary found a Scotland torn by religious division. The country had largely turned Protestant under the influence of John Knox, the leader of the Scottish Reformation. Mary, a devout Catholic, found herself ruling a predominantly Protestant country, which was a precarious position, especially with her cousin Elizabeth, the Protestant Queen of England, viewing her with suspicion. Mary's marriages were another factor that deepened the rift between her and Elizabeth. In 1565, Mary married her cousin, Henry Stuart, Lord Darnley, a union that caused great controversy. Darnley was a great-grandson of Henry VII, making him another person with a claim to the English throne. This marriage alarmed Elizabeth, as it strengthened Mary's claim to the English crown even further. The marriage between Mary and Darnley, however, quickly soured. Darnley, arrogant and consumed by jealousy, particularly towards Mary's private secretary, David Rizzio, orchestrated Rizzio's murder in 1566. However, Darnley himself met a mysterious demise the following year, fueling suspicions of a plot involving Mary and her third husband, the Earl of Bothwell. This scandal rocked Mary's reputation, and many of her nobles turned against her.